good evening, everyone. What's up? What's up? Hell yeah. I do have no mouth, and I must stream. We are doing this today. I'm doing it. I'm trying my hand at least. I don't think I'm very good at them, but I'll do a just chatting stream today. For the first time, because I feel like just chatting is something that a lot of people like, and we are just gonna chat about things, you know? Yeah. Yes, sweeties. How's everyone doing? How is it going? I'll tell you, this week was something. Hey, Charlene. Hey, what's up? Is Seth here too? I don't know. Welcome, Charlene. Doing good. Need to put dinner on. Glad the week's almost over. Oh yeah, I can absolutely agree to that. That was one hell of a fucking week. Yeah, we are not melting, Crumb. we Europors and our not AC having asses are not melting today. That is at least something, you know. So yeah. We actually ordered. Our dog is relatively old. She's like 15 years at this point, and we ordered a cooling blanket for her because it's gonna be really fucking hot in the next, I don't know, they said something about 38 degrees either next weekend or the weekend after that one. It's gonna be so unbelievably fucking hot. Apparently next week it's going to get bloody hot again. I'm in the UK. Oh my god. Yeah, this week was okay. It was like, yeah, exactly. Same here, up in the 20s. But then it's next weekend. It's gonna be like 30, 38, 39. I've read something over here. It's gonna be fucking insane. It's not. We gotta sweat ourselves to death. I can literally go get an AC if I want, but what's the point? We're gonna use it for at best 2 weeks, and it costs a fortune electricity-wise. I mean, you could always argue that it's probably a lot better than just to fucking die of heat stroke. We actually have a big debate over here about ACs and how they are really bad for the environment. And I read an article that the cardiological unit, the newly built cardiological unit, by the way, of the Düsseldorf University Hospital does not have AC. And during those warm days we experienced recently, they basically said, hey, if you want your loved ones and relatives to survive, bring cool pads, motherfuckers, because we don't have any. And that's like a bit rough. Imagine you're coming out of fucking heart surgery. It's 38 fucking degrees. You're lying in a hospital bed and hope you're not dying because of the fucking heat, because you're just freshly cut open and your heart has been tampered with. That's not fun. And I think we should at least have ACs in those kind of environments, in hospitals for the patients, and we definitely should have ACs in retirement homes. But we don't have that now, do we? Because, yeah, it could be bad for the environment. Like, I'm okay if they say, yeah, so in a flat or whatever, or in an apartment, no dice, but like these people need fucking protection. And that is fucking wild, man. And like even the fucking like nurses, they need a fucking cooling vest to do their job. At least they got some, you know. At least they got fucking cooling vests. And speaking of hot, your thoughts on Battle Beast from Invincible, hot or not? I have a very conflicted position on Battle Beast. I think the design is pretty cool, like character-wise, but I also don't like him as a character because he's like really just very one-note with his I'm just gonna fight everyone, the strongest in the universe to become the strongest in the universe. It's I'm like, I know a lot of people love him, but I'm like torn, I guess. And a lot for me comes also if I feel like drawn to a character is also not just the design but also the character itself. And I mean, no, that doesn't really fit. I just wanted to say that Battle Beast is kind of like a bit of kind of like Lobo, but he really isn't, because Lobo is also like really tries to be more of a funny guy, but yeah, just reading the comic, it adds a lot more to him, and he don't want to become the strongest. He wants to lead it from. oh yeah, right. He wants to find somebody who kills him. Yeah, I mean, I could read the comics. I'm not really too much into Invincible, but I could give it a chance at one point. So much to read, though. So much to read. Yeah, I'll take a look. I'll take it. Maybe I'll read the prequel directly. Because he's gotten a prequel comic series. Maybe that's a good point to start, actually. Because then I can like read everything about him and then go right into Invincible. Maybe that's a good start. We watched some Diamond is Unbreakable, and I still love Kira. Actually, possibly more even so. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Very, very big fan. And Diamond Unbreakable is the fourth arc of the series. So basically how JoJo works is like they have different arcs, and each arc has like a subtitle. And there's Phantom Blood, Battle Tendency, Stardust Crusaders, then comes Diamond is Unbreakable, then you have Golden Wind, which is my second favorite arc, Stone Ocean, Steel Ball Run, which is my favorite arc, and you have Jolion, which I'm currently reading, and then JoJo Lands is the newest one, I think, which I haven't read yet. So, and they bring out the they just released the Steel Ball Run arc to Netflix, and I think they're still on the first episode. It's really bad. I've seen some people mix about Stone Ocean, but the one I'm looking most forward to because of Poochie. He just yells "Made in Heaven," man. No, I know you like the trope. There is I'm also mixed on Stone Ocean. Oh yeah, you like Evil Priests. It's actually a prototype that's never gonna be not funny and not good. So yeah, I can understand that. I might have something in that regard in store for my visual novel as well. With Evil Priests and such, maybe. I'm not talking too much about it. Yeah, let's just talk about this real quick. So I put out a community post that I am working on a visual novel. Been talking about it for a little bit. But I'm doing a stream about it soon. I will introduce the world, the characters that I have up till that point. And I'm just gonna introduce a little bit about it, my thoughts, my inspirations, what's coming, where is the project, when can you expect something playable, etc. I'm gonna do that in the upcoming weeks. I'm just waiting on one key art that I commissioned with one of my artists. He's currently hopefully working on it, and once he's done with it, I can take this key art and also unveil the title of the entire thing, because it was, so far it didn't have a title, but a very good friend of mine, a little lizard called Lagerto, came up with the title, and I like it a lot. So there is that. Besides, Poochie is voiced by the same dude as Fate's Killing. That automatically gets him some cool points. And Kira was Kitsurai. And then Fate here. Yeah, you love your Fate. You are the Fate Turbo fan in here. Yeah. I will also do some if I get a better grasp of the tool. But I will also do a few streams with Incarnate and maybe build like the city the visual novel takes place in 5 border within Incarnate, and so you can watch and see how it came together. I have a few ideas there, and I just want to see if I can do that. I'm not sure. Like Incarnate is something that is very, very not my wheelhouse, but I'll try my best. Although I do like Type Moon stuff in general. I know you do. I'll ever get playing those if ever. The VNs are so expensive. They're not that expensive. What's it called? Fate Zero, right? Probably I should give you a Steam key for that. And you're gonna be like, oh, Orco, yes, 30 euro is a lot for me for a VN. I kind of see where you're coming from, but I also somewhat disagree. Because it's but okay, I do feel probably very different about the genre of visual novel. I think if you want to support one genre of video games, then it's visual novels, because it's so niche, and I do think you're still getting a lot out of it, because people who make this 100% care. Tsukihime I actually just picked up on the Nintendo sale. I think Tsukihime is just available on the Switch at the moment, so yeah. Witch of the Holy Night? Yeah, exactly. Hollow Axaria. It's on Steam. Tsukihime is just on Switch because I just picked it up. Yeah, but Type Moon is a really good studio. Fate Stay Night is fantastic. Just, yeah, exactly. Witch on the Holy Night is on Steam. Melty Blood is on Steam, but that's not a visual novel. Fate Hollow is on Steam. And they're all currently obviously on sale because it's what it's called. It's summer sale. Yeah. Fate Exterior, Fate Hollow Ataraxia Remastered is 18 euros. €18. And The Witch on the Holy Night is 23. I gotta say, apart from my torrent, the second bunch of orc I've ever got done was my orc. Love the green guys. Orcs are fantastic. We all love orcs here, obviously. We all love orcs. So I have a confession to make. I know Tauren come from World of Warcraft, but I played World of Warcraft maybe once in my life. I played a lot of World of Warcraft's progenitor though, Dark Age of Camelot. I played that a fucking lot. Oh, so what made your orc up 40k? So I do or my orc takes after a Shadowrun character I've played for a long while. I don't know, are you familiar at all with Shadowrun, Charlene? I got the old Melty Blood, the new one is on my wish list though, yeah. I don't know, man, like Melty Blood is good and it's fun, but like it's also a fighting game and I suck at those. I really do. Yeah, I never played it, but I know the setting. Yeah, so my my character takes after a Shadowrun orc I've played for a very long time. And the background was basically that the character was a professional boxer, and he refused to lay down in a fight for the Triads, and because the Triads were like, "Oh yeah, you gotta lay down, buddy. You gotta like you gotta work this fight. You gotta lay down." And he was like, "Nah, I ain't doing that." And after the fight, after he punched a troll out, he went back. We actually played the fight out, and I won. The DM said, "You can totally lose this fight," and I'm like, "Yeah, sure, let's go. If I lose it, let's see what happens." And because we played our origin story before we actually started with session 1, that was the DM was fucking great, by the way. Shout out to you, you know who you are. And we played the fight out and I won. I knocked the troll out with a liver hook and a punch to the chin, and went backstage, and then the Triads went and said, "We told you to lay down." And I was like, "I'm not laying down for anyone." And obviously they attacked me, and they cut both my arms off with a chainsaw. And I got then rushed to a street dog who had two. I just got one on my model in this case, but who got two brand new cyber arms, so robot arms, that I got attached to myself, and I came back with a vengeance and punched a few people, punched a few Triads. was pretty great, because it turned out those two cyber arms were basically prototypes that got stolen from a very, very big company in the Shadowrun universe there. And yeah, that we had after I took revenge on the Triads, the group had an entire ordeal with my character where we hunted down for my robot arms. It was crazy. Hey, Dash Attack, welcome. Hey, King Alpha, little kitten, how is you? How's you? So yeah, we did all the crazy stuff with the robot arms, and it was a lot of fun. I still remember the first the kind of first like get together adventure for that group. Basically what happened was we were all called into a seedy bar by a Johnson. So somebody who gave us like the assignment we are supposed to do for them. And it was like we just got to know each other, and like it's in the nature of like Cyberpunk or Shadowrun, we at the start distrusted each other greatly. Like we hated each other almost to a T, because there was like the elf mage who hated orcs. So me, we had a human decker. They were like matrix specialists who could hack and shit. You had a was it a dwarven weapons specialist, and you had me, a adept. Adepts are basically kung fu masters, so to speak. They channel magic to improve their body with 2 robot arms. And I was basically close quarters specialist in that group. So we had like this group of like 4 people, and we distrusted each other. Like the dwarf didn't like the mage because he was like a mage. The human didn't like any of the metas at the start. It was a very finicky group. And the first thing that happened was the DM was like, okay, your first assignment is go to this place and just watch it. And the DM will, again, shout out to them. They are fucking great. They knew exactly what they were doing. And it turned out to be a Chinese sweatshop. And we were supposed to monitor that, and my character was already on edge because I hated the triads for obvious reasons. I was like, I'm gonna throw a will save at some point that I don't go in and just start fucking shit up. And I obviously at one point failed that will save, and I just got out of the second car. I was assigned to the dwarf, and I just went out of the fucking car and closed the door, and the dwarf was like, where are you going? And my character just turns around, and I said, I'm gonna break some bones and make some broth. And then I went in. And it turned out that sweatshop, this is a bit of a darker topic, but the sweatshop had like children working in it. So my character got triggered even more, and I started basically Game of Death style working my way up the sweatshop and just punching out every single guard in that building. By the way, I didn't use any guns, which was obviously not to my advantage, because my character believed guns are dishonorable. Which is wild in a cyberpunk scenario. So if push came to shove, I almost died on the first night of the almost. I survived, but I had a lot of damage and I was fucked up almost beyond repair. But I punched out the entire triad sweatshop guards, and with the help of the others, of course, the other characters came to my aid at one point, because they were like, we can't just let him have the fun all on his own. Especially the dwarf was like egging on the other two, like, come on, mage, You can't just let the orc win. You're an elf, right? he was like egging the elf on, and the elf was like always aloof, like, let this barbarian do his thing. I save my magic for real threats. And then at one point, the cybernetically enhanced dwarf joined the fight with me. That helped a lot because he was, as I said, the weapon specialist, so he could basically shoot almost any gun. And that helped tremendously after that. After that, I wasn't getting shot at nearly as much. And then at one point, even the elf came to our aid because he was like, I can't let have them all the fun anyway. The human decker, like the cybersecurity guy and electronics guy, was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna stay in the car and start manipulating the entire camera feed of the building because I don't think you guys want the triads to find what you're doing in there. And we're like, yeah, it's good, just do that. He had his entire own fight then in the Matrix. It's not like the Matrix in the movie Matrix. It's like just Pulp Matrix. It's like a cyberspace of sorts, very 80s, and yeah. So that's how we busted out or busted a Chinese sweatshop in our first adventure, and rescued all the kids and brought them to safety. Yeah, this one was wild. So yeah, this model is basically a little inspired by this character. I played them so long. I played that character for so long. And at one point I retired him. I could just bust him out at one point. Maybe. Had like really a lot of fun with that one. And especially that group. That was a really good group. We've played for like 4 years together, and then we split up, unfortunately. But yeah, that was one of my favorite experiences in Shadowrun. Been playing Shadowrun TTRPG for for 20 years now. Yeah. I like Starfinder as well. That's a good one. Pathfinder. I don't play those nearly as much as I would like to because I'm still hooked on Shadowrun. I have a fixed group each Sunday. Yeah, so don't find much time for the other stuff, unfortunately. But I need to change that at one point. I need to make time. Maybe a monthly group with some VTubers. That would be fun. Doing a Starfinder session and put it on the internet. That would be fun, I guess. I don't know, does anybody know Starfinder in here or likes to play TTRPG? I know I've been talking so much, I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm also, Charlene, I'm also very much a 40k guy, so... I have an orc army, actually, and a Blood Bowl orc, Blood Bowl orc, I'm missing the word here. Eine Mannschaft! And I said something in German. A Blood Bowl team. I'm scared to ask, you have no mouth. Yeah, I have no mouth and I must stream Black Shimmer. How are you? I'm scared to ask, but you have no mouth. It's actually a joke. There is a book called I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. And because it rhymes with stream, I was just like, I have no mouth and I must scream. I'm a true comedian. I'm a true comedian over here. we have a just chatting stream today. I thought I'll just talk to y'all. Just talk. I think talking makes the world go round, right? I've never done one of those, by the way. That's... Oh, I've got no funny bones, and I try to joke. No, it's fine. No, but it is... And by the way, I Have No Mouth, and I Must Scream is a book by Harlan Ellison, who is one of my favorite authors. And patented asshole. he was wild. That man was fucking wild. And it's actually also a video game, a point-and-click adventure that I can highly recommend if you haven't played it. It's a bit dark, but it's really also good. And yeah, the story itself is also pretty fantastic. There's also a graphic novel of it. If you're more into graphic novel, I think they did one. So that was also pretty good. It wasn't like super like accurate to the source material, but for being a graphic novel, it was fantastic. And it's also hard to do the source material justice, I think. But that's me. So yeah. Anyways, we're at the weekend. What's everybody gonna do on the weekend? What are we looking at? How are you planning on doing that? Getting your weekend over. Oh whoa. Playing the new Ark update and new DLC, if it ever drops. Wait, Ark still gets updates? Probably hanging out with the family. That is the best thing you can do. But let me get back to Ark real quick. The game gets still updates and DLC. Didn't they want to release Ark 2? Wasn't that like a big hoo-ha with Vin Diesel? And Ark Ascendant, not Evolved. What the fuck is Ascendant? That, like Ark 2, I don't know. I completely lost the plot with these games. Oh yeah, it's the one, the remake, and they did there was like a big thing. I don't really remember what that was exactly, but not Arc 2. Yeah, like I said, I completely lost kind of track of the Ark franchise. I don't know, there was like a big hoo-ha when they removed the old game and put up the remake or something like that. I don't know. And just remember, like, the community was in uproar. But when are communities not in uproar? That's a big question. And that brings me... Yeah, so Genesis 1 was being released, but they also made a new DLC with new dinos and Atlas shit, since Atlas kinda died. It sounds like repurposing assets over here. Or is that just trying to bleed money from players to make Ark 2? Sure. Yeah, they're making Ark 2. Aren't they making this for like at least 5 years now? I don't even know when they announced that. It's like years ago, but I know they announced it. Like, I remember it because Vin Diesel was in the trailer. So, The topic that I wanted to discuss today is something that's also very important to me because I'm going to like slowly slide into that one. What a week in gaming, huh? What a week in gaming. I don't know who views the news. It is they've added cats already from Atlas. Oh no. And 5 to 8, yeah, I knew it was a long time ago. And I don't know if they are still making it. They're probably still make it. It's just taking a long time. So, gaming news. I'm so mad. I especially knew you would say something, actually. There was a little announcement that I would like to go over. So let me just capture this real quick here on the screen so we can talk a little bit about what's happening. So, boom. I can't move freely on Twitter. My Twitter is not safe for work, so I'll just keep it here. And maybe I'll just click on this link here and share my thoughts a little bit. Like, let's go through the article and then I share my thoughts a little bit around it. Also, Flash, I'm sorry, it's white background. I don't have dark mode, so this is the headline alone. Physical disc production ending in January 2028 for new games releasing on PlayStation console. So what does that mean? The physical... I heard of that title, I have no mouth. I have no mouth and I must scream, yeah. That's silly. Physical discs are game trophies like physical books are book trophies. Yeah, but Sony, who has the dominant market position at the moment, is going to get rid of discs completely. And they say... Okay, let's read the article before I go into it and give my thoughts. In response to shifting trends in consumer preference, new games will be released on PlayStation Store and at retailers in digital formats only. So basically, you can buy a code in a box. Good job. As consumer preferences and the broader entertainment industry continue to shift away from physical discs to digital, this is actually not true, and I will tell you why. Yes, there has been a shift to digital, and I will also address the number of 80% sales are digital in